to the graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
He is a comic book nerd.
In brightest day and darkest night. We can learn a lot from comics.
She is a reality TV junkie.
No idea.
Snooki had her baby. A dollar makes me holla.
Chris likes sci-fi.
They do a brain transplant into this whole new body, but it's you.
Kristen likes celebrity gossip.
Breaking news.
Oh, more breaking news?
It's not official. It's official. Before it was just a rumor. Hey, Stu, our Pats moved back in together.
What do they have in common? Nothing. You're listening to Two Strangers, One Podcast.
Now, here's Chris and Kristen.
Well, hello and welcome to Two Strangers, One Podcast. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kristen. We are back.
We
you
are
cannot
back.
get rid of us.
Happy Memorial Day.
Yes.
Well, it's the day after Memorial Day, but we're recording on Memorial Day. And I apologize to Kristen because in true Memorial Day fashion,
Chris was in a parade.
I got stuck behind a parade. And I was like, because I was an hour away from where we were recording. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to leave. It's right now. Boom, boom, boom.
You gotta be careful with those small towns. They always have those parades.
Oh, and I didn't realize I am
notorious for it.
literally going down Main Street.
There's always a main street.
Every small town in Main Street, so I just go and I'm driving, and then you kind of go over a hill, and then you come over the hill, and I just see a police car blocking the street, and the floats going by, and the older guy. I mean, I'm saluting to our troops, of course, but you just see the tractor with the red, white, and blue paper mache going down the
They always got
sides.
the tractors always going, or a four-wheeler. There's always something pulling something.
And a hay truck, and and I was just like, oh man.
God bless the USA.
And then I go and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna
no way around
maybe
it,
I could get around it.
No.
And I'm going down the
There's only
road,
one street.
and my GPS is like, make a U-turn, make a U-turn, make a U-turn.
There's only one. What if you weren't in the parade? You ended up like, I gotta get through it.
I got an American flag back here. I'll wave it out the window. Go USA!
There you go.
But it was so.
And the town knows everybody. They'd be like, "Who the hell is that?
Who the hell is that guy? Is he some sort of?
Did he just move in somewhere?"
The new addition. And so that was. I apologize for being late.
I understand the parades.
This episode may have to cut it short, but that being said, I spent this weekend at Darien Lake.
Flags, yeah.
And for us, that's for anybody, of course, the 99% of the other listeners who don't live near Rochester or around Rochester, it's our Six Flags amusement park.
Did you go on the rides?
I went because there was a lot of families. No. It had nothing to do with being a pussy. I went on the boomerang. There was one ride called the boomerang, which actually
the one goes up and backwards.
And backwards, yeah. And
I hate that one. I always felt like my head smashed or something.
I mean, I enjoyed it because it was a whole bunch. It was a whole crew of people, and
I'm sure it was busy.
A lot of kids there.
Yeah. Was it craziness?
Actually, I'm really surprised. It was busy, but it wasn't that busy. But this weekend was freaking cold.
Oh yeah.
So we had a bonfire each night, but it's like
next to it? Yeah.
Everyone's in their freaking winter jacket around the bonfire, and I don't drink.
I had a fire Friday at a friend's house, and we were just so close to it. We were just in a backyard, but we're like, it's freezing.
Yeah,
like somebody had a
going in your eyes.
I'm like, I just want to get closer.
And then you get a little too close.
Yeah, and it kind of licked up at me, and I was like, okay, back it up a little bit.
Then you got those pyros that okay, let's do another couple logs on it, and then it gets even higher, and now you friggin'
What else can we do to make it
hair
angry?
on your ladies? Hopefully, ladies don't.
Some people have hair on
relate to this, but the hair on your leg starts singeing off. You're like, okay, I think I should back up a little bit. So basically, it was a lot of families. So we kind of stood with the kids in the kiddie part of the
was it a good time?
I had a blast.
Good.
It's a little much because I'm so used to my friends and stuff like that. These are all people I'm kind of getting to know, so it's a little overwhelming, and their parenting isn't similar to the parenting that I'm used to.
Was it a big drink fest? Is that what you're going with?
No. Well, in all fairness, I do have to say, the drinking didn't start until the sun went down, and also at that point, all the kids were put to bed. And so before CPS gets involved or whatever, that's what I'm saying.
We're not responsible for any of the
I'm talking about parenting when these people are totally sober, and little kids, and there's there's a bonfire, and the little kids are just strolling by the fire. Hey, let me, they're roasting s'mores and stuff like that. Kids getting way too close to the fire, and like I'm like screaming, and the parents 3 feet away, and they're looking at the kids. So apparently they don't have a problem with it.
They must be used to it.
But yeah, I mean, little kids, 3-4 years old.
Yeah, I'd be on edge.
It was a series of trailers, and they were positioned in a way where they were kind of at an angle. And so you could kind of see, and there's kids just disappearing, and have you seen, little Sally? Like little Sally shouldn't
be walking around
not out of your eyesight.
Yeah, I'd be on edge.
My angst. I had like I had this tent. Now none of these kids are my kids. My daughter is with her grandpa right now. I was I'm on tense. I'm like, don't you see the kid?
Has anybody seen Sally?
Where's the 3-year-old? Hello, Sally. And no one else cares where Sally is. So it's
Sally. If Sally wants food, she'll come back. It's like a cat or a dog.
Someone will pick up Sally.
Somebody will get Sally. Don't worry.
So
I'd be nervous about that too. I'm one of those like I observe, and then it's like, okay, anybody else see? Okay, no, all right.
And then being around people who don't drink. I don't drink, and people. So like the first night. Like I'm used to being in bed around 1 now, like 12 o'clock 1, like I'll take my happy pills and
just relax, zone out.
And I read, I've seriously gotten so back into comics. For me, it's like 11:30, boom, I turn off the TV.
Nobody talks. Comic shuts the world down.
I take my happy pills and just read. It's been very, very. I've been really getting to the DC stuff, like even like the new DC stuff. So if anybody wants to chat me up about the DC stuff, like next week when we end up back in comics, etc. 1115 Main Street, Rochester.
Come on by.
I'll be able to chat up some people because I've been really getting into the comics. So like after a while, I would just go, okay, look, I'm gonna go back to the trailer and just relax and the kids, and then and being like no TV.
Yeah, right.
I was like, no TV, but I still have my laptop with me. I was like, I could watch a DVD if I wanted to, but I didn't watch any DVDs. But I did. I'm also basically someone who's hooked me up with like digital comics and stuff like that. So I could read them on my computer. Yeah. Of course, you should buy print comics.
That's right. Buy the real deal.
But that being said, it's just
no TV, huh? Not even for the little kids.
Well, I think someone else brought either a portable DVD player or something because
when we were kids, we used to always every summer go to the Adirondacks, and there's like these little cabins and no TV. Mm-hmm. My dad made sure he brought a TV, set it up because he didn't want to deal with us for the week.
Oh yeah, that's the babysitter. Well, one of the nights, the first night,
we always had the TV in the truck. Like this is what we're taking, so the kids are, like at night they can watch it.
Yeah, it was after dinner, but before the sun went down, they were like, "Oh, all the kids are in one trailer watching Shrek."
Oh, okay. So I was like, they had something to. Yeah. Because kids will go crazy if you don't have just even at night. Just here you go, put this in. Everybody falls asleep.
And that's the first time I've spoken about my roommates recently, but I've never, I guess I'm in a trailer park now, but I've never went on a trip to a trailer park.
Okay.
Usually, I've
never done that.
Like I'll do the whole. My family would do the Hotel 6 or or whatever locally. I've never done that
either. I've just seen it, and I'm like, oh. And it was done bring the trailer.
And there's a big sign you rent the trailer, you would rent the hotel room. So there's signs like. A 15 minutes. It takes 45 minutes for the water heater to fill back up after a 15-minute shower. And we're packed pretty tight. There was 5 family. No, there was more
were the showers all timed?
It was
Sally. It's always Sally's fault.
Sally wanted to do her hair, but it was And I took my shower in the middle of the day. No one was in the trailer.
Yeah.
So I said, look, at the very least, if I'm going to take a cold shower, let me crank up the heat inside because they don't pay for heat. Well, when you rent the trailer. Yeah. So I cranked up the heat. I had it up to 90 in the trailer because I'm like, if I'm going to be cold, at least I'll come out to a warm trailer.
So why was it, if you took it in the day, wouldn't there be hot water?
There should. There was, but I was... everyone else who was taking showers during the day, because we were kind of spacing them out. And everyone before me was like, it's freezing, it's freezing, it's freezing.
So that sign is not accurate.
Yeah, oh yeah. But I
takes 2 days to get
I cranked the heat up, but I don't know if that had anything to do with the water, because the water was scalding when I went in there. I had to lower it. I was like, oh shit. Almost had 3rd-degree burns on my back.
What are you guys talking about? That thing's hot.
And yeah, so it was, like I said, it was mostly a family thing. So we stood in the kiddie part of the park.
How was the bacon? I know bacon was a big
Oh my
thing.
God, we had went to
that
bacon.
had to be there.
Because they had started a Facebook page about who's going to bring what, just so we could kind of get organized
and
on one page.
bacon was priority numero uno.
Everybody had bacon. But that being said, at the last minute up here in Rochester, and I went to the one there's a place called Skips.
Yeah.
This is Skips Meat Market. It's a butcher place. And I'm not going to, the one I go to is in the hood. The one I went to. I went to the other one, the more famous one, or the bigger one is out in, what is that, Gates, or where would that technically be?
I don't know. I only really know the Goodman or whatever. Skips on Goodman.
Yeah, well, the quote unquote nicer one is on Ridge Road. So we did go to
I know where, yeah.
We went to the nicer one. Now, I mean, the people behind the counter is a little ghetto, but not. One thing I do have to say, every time I went to Skips, and this is not a plug, but if they want to give me free stuff, that'd be awesome. I mean, they were very professional, very cool. So one of the guys was like, hey, instead of everyone just kind of going around for meat, let's go to Skips and get like a package deal.
Oh, okay.
So, everyone kind of pulled their money. We went to Skips.
Shitload of bacon.
But it ended up me and this guy, we're like the ultimate, like we're the ones actually going with the money.
Okay.
So there's a lot of freaking pressure because you got to make sure you have, all the right chicken and the sausage and the patties, and Skips offers these deals. Mm-hmm. So,
there's a lot of pressure on them.
And luckily the girl that helped us out, a real sweetheart, I was like, look, I mean, because we ordered 2 packages and both of them came with, each package was 5 pounds of Italian sausage. So we're like, look, is there any way we could substitute the sausage for the bacon and their house bacon, like with the stuff that they cut in there? I don't want no prepackaged bullshit.
We want the good shit.
I want the shit that's in the box,
right off
in the ice.
The pig's back.
And it's, because they do have the display right there in front of you. So it's literally like in a brown box. And the edges are all stained with fat. It's beautiful and delicious. And so I said, look, is there any way we can substitute the bacon for the sausage? And, the bacon was actually cheaper than the sausage per pound. Yeah. So... we got 5 pounds of bacon.
Jeez.
And we went
on the first night.
we went through the whole thing. We went. You can't. Some people did bring packaged bacon, and we ended up using that because,
bacon is a necessity.
Oh yeah,
it's almost like a food group. Its own food group.
We had. It was both mornings were wonderful.
Waking up with bacon.
Oh, it was
bacon
beautiful.
for breakfast, lunch, dinner.
And we had the propane tank and the charcoal tank, so it's like
life was good.
Huh? Oh, it was. We were. I mean, I should forgive myself for saying like redneck and stuff like that, like because I say that a lot, and I don't.
Hey, they know how to survive.
I forget how much of this country really is redneck.
They know how to survive.
We were doing the good old boy thing, and it was. I enjoyed myself. I really, other than just being a little overwhelmed because it was just a lot of people.
Well, you don't know everyone.
I'm used to sitting in the library all day where it's quiet with my headphones on. I get pissed off when the old man next to me gets loud.
So I can only imagine you're popping your happy pills.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was like, I'm going to bed.
I'm gonna need another one of those pills. I'm gonna go to bed now.
And the first night, I go to bed 11:30. I'm knocked out by like 12.
Real party animal.
And I wake up in the morning. All the adults are like, like they're holding their head. And now the kids get up early, so the kids are, mommy wake up, and
just want to kick them.
And I threw up in the, and you got these little teeny tiny toilets,
yakking in the toilet.
Oh, and it was. But I do have to say, I slept on a couch that converted into a bed.
Yeah.
More comfortable than the bed that I'm living in right now.
Are you still at the trailer?
I'm still at the trailer, but I'll move
into the
new place.
Your compound.
June 1st.
Oh, okay. So it is just how are the? Well, you didn't see them all weekend. How have they been?
I haven't. They're still being a pain in my ass. I have a cat whose name is Anakin. Mm-hmm. For Star Wars nerds, Anakin, and they continually call him Aniston.
Like Jennifer
Aniston. Hey, Aniston.
That's awesome.
Oh, Aniston, get off the table.
Drew Barrymore, get over here.
Because they can't. It's like,
Aniston.
I said Anakin. And then what I do is because my mother has made that mistake
it's
also.
Not that hard
not Aniston, but I told my mom, it's like mannequin.
But Anakin.
But take away the M. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it's all spelled differently.
Yeah.
But even my mom, who it's kind of, sometimes my mom, her memory isn't that great, and I said, it's like mannequin minus the M. And I still hear, because
What does your mom call him if it's not Aniston?
my mom will, and then my mom will
Mannequin.
forget and call him mannequin.
That's better than Aniston.
Yeah, it's like, at least mannequin, that's the kind of like what I told her what to
told her
say.
how to figure it
and
out.
I've told them, and I've said it before, and I'll say Anakin right in front of them, like, because he's my cat. He
I
loves
wonder
me.
if they're doing that on purpose, or are they just...
They just don't get it.
Aniston.
These people do not know science fiction or anything like that.
That is awesome.
So they say, Aniston, get off the table, Aniston.
What's the other one?
The other one's Jinx.
And they know that.
And Jinx, and now
Cheers.
they call him Blackie. So like, not to be any more racist or anything like that.
What the hell's wrong with Aniston and Blackie?
And Jinx is kind of
That's
a
an easy
common.
and that's an easy name.
Yeah, Black Cat, Jinx. I would think that would be. Anakin, I could kind of understand having a problem with. Jinx, but then you're like,
Blackie. I mean, they're just calling it whatever they want now at this point.
Blackie, stop clawing at the couch. So it's.
Blackie, get out of here.
I can't wait to move.
I'm sure Blackie and Aniston can't wait to move.
The Blackie and Aniston Show, a new podcast on the Living Lane Podcast
Awesome.
Network. Blackie and Aniston.
We're
We're gonna start a new podcast called
Blackie and Aniston. I like that'll be like we'll do like little snippets, like they can have little shorts.
That sounds like one of like those racists, like Amos and Andy.
It's just Blackie and
I
Aniston.
sure do like watermelon. So. Oh, you put bacon on that one?
Now, one of the golfers, I'm not really into golf, but I thought it was kind of funny because people kept putting it on their statuses. One of the golfers that I think he lost, I think Tiger won recently, whatever it was, whatever big tournament was. His name's like Sergio Garcia. First of all, those are,
Yeah, Sergio Garcia, and
Somebody
I've
said
heard that name
something-
before.
yeah.
He's coming up from what I understand. He's
Yeah.
He's rising in the ranks.
he's a good player. He probably came in second or something, who knows. And they asked him like something like, oh, are you friends, like the reporter asked, like, are you friends with Tiger? Something along those lines. He's like, oh yeah, I'll have him come over for fried chicken. Something like that.
Oh my god!
I don't think he's ever apologized or anybody's, if he knew, I don't know, but that's just what the quote was. And then people were saying like, oh, he's watched too much of Dave Chappelle's draft. Like where Tiger's like Korean and then he's black.
There was a golfer years ago that kind of made a joke. Now I don't know if it was about Tiger Woods, but he had said something about
Something a little racist.
they were talking
huh?
about someone that was black, and he had said fried chicken.
So
and so
they're trying to make golf controversial, I guess. They're trying to bring entertainment to the golf game.
and here's a guy was Sergio.
Yeah, Sergio Garcia.
Sergio Garcia, dude, your name alone.
Your name alone.
I don't
You
give a fuck
cannot
if you
be-
came off the Mayflower. Your name is Sergio Garcia. You have to.
You gotta step back
what
because
you
he can say something easily back at you. It was so great. I was like, he really said that.
Right.
That's not a misprint.
Yeah, so
Oh my
Tiger
God.
Woods. But yeah, and of course, golf is so fucking.
Golf is so boring. Like we were forced to play it as kids, and I hated it. Because we had to get up so early. Okay, like that was just like the league. Like you had to be up early, and I hated getting up as a kid. And it was during the summer. Like what the hell? Like we just had to go do it. Now I've recently started playing it, just kind of leisurely. Like I get bored throughout it. I don't know how these people do 18 holes.
Yeah.
By the 7th hole, I'm like, oh, like. I can only do this so long. But I like it because like we go and we drink during it. Like it's a little social.
Yeah,
That is fun. But watching it, my dad watches it. That is brutal.
But if I understand correctly, this not that it was explained to me, but it's one of those things where even a guy who does golf, he goes, before I ever started golfing, I was bored out of my mind. He goes, once I started actually golfing, he goes, you watch it with a different kind of intensity.
There are different like. There is a whole like science aspect and like how to do different things.
Get enough spin.
I don't give a shit.
Getting the wedge, but it's like
I just literally my brother hates me because he like struggles, whatever. Like he's hit or miss if he's good, and I'm just jib jabbing around. I'm not shooting the shit, and then I just go up, boom, and it goes like so far. And they get so pissed. They're like, you don't even try.
well, that's
I'm
the
like,
best
well,
way.
I just want to get that ball as far as possible and end this game. That's my goal.
Clear your mind.
Yeah.
What you got to do, brother, is you got to schedule something after the golf game, something you want to just get to.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Just let's do this. Go. But yeah, I don't know how they do 18 holes.
Yeah, I've never been legitimately golfing. I drive by these country clubs.
Yeah,
And
they're
stuff like
very
that.
beautiful, but it's.
And there's a big, their country clubs are up here in Rochester. There's a lot of them.
Oh yeah.
And I was I was at another barbecue a couple of weeks ago, and there was, it was a family event, so there were older people there, and like, oh yeah, and you go and and they made it free on the holiday, and they're talking about it. Oh, but if you want to go, and it's like some ridiculous amount of money, it's like $120 or something like that, and all this stuff is alien to me. And then you hear, like, I've heard, I mean, of course this is the extreme, but I heard like there's like a Beverly Hills club that
up here.
No. I'm saying in Beverly Hills. Where being a member and being like a entry level member is like $150,000 a year.
Oh, I'm sure. They're ridiculous.
And it's like,
and there's people
fucking starving on food stamps, and
and this is just your leisure activity.
Yeah, and
it was $150,000.
Beautiful, to use to quote George Carlin, beautiful land in good neighborhoods being wasted on a boring game played by boring people. And but I mean, I don't get it. I do get, like, the Mark Twain quote was, golfing is a good walk spoiled. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I understand. You're on beautiful cultivated grass. You're going for, I mean, unless you're not in one of the freaking, ghetto club or something like that. But, I can understand going for a walk. The club they give you is a putter. Good luck. It's a sunny day. I get that part, but I just, it's beyond me.
Yeah. I like sports where there's contact. Push somebody around. I mean, that's interesting for me to watch.
Yeah.
You call me cynical.
Yeah, I just...
Something with a little action to it, yelling. I don't know. A little more excitement.
And he takes the putt.
Yeah, right. And you got to be quiet. I'd never last. They'd be like, get the fuck out of here. You don't shut up.
Yeah. And then these, the people, then you got caddies, like the people, and then they get mad at the caddy and stuff like that. And it's like, it's so...
stupid.
It's so elitist, you know what I'm saying? And then obviously all the people, even all the caddies are, they're like looked down upon and stuff like that. And like, then here's someone supposed to be your assistant,
right? You know what I'm saying? And you're like yelling at them and throwing the club and shit.
Yeah, it's not worth the fucking headache.
You might want to join, or any guy would want to join. I know there's one in Sleepy Hollow, New York. Whatever, and then I don't know. I think it's like a tournament. It must be a tournament like once a year. But they have strippers that are at the hole holding the pole.
Oh,
yeah. I'm like, how? Like, bye, Dad, in front of your tournament. Like, how can we? I don't know. I guess they're just trying to spice it up. But yeah, I've heard of that. I was like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I just like and I wouldn't have anyone to relate to. You know what I'm saying? I'd go there and if I go with my friends. I'd probably have fun with my friends, but anyone else there, it'd be like, I mean, of course, my only other experience is like looking at Caddyshack, watching the movie Caddyshack, where it's like,
or Hippie Gilmore or something,
or like it just seems that these are people with incredible fucking wealth, and I wouldn't know, how to relate to.
What do I talk about? What do I do?
I don't know if I should spend the summer in the Bahamas or
all of the problems I have.
Yeah, and St. Thomas or
thinking about buying an island,
Cancun, like. Really? I'm lucky if I made my rent this month.
I'm pissed. I don't know if it was even nice weather. Was it really? Rib Fest.
What?
And in Charlotte here, yeah.
We missed Rib Fest.
I missed the cook-off and all that stuff. Oh, well, you got to eat your bacon. I mean, technically.
Oh, yeah. I had my own swine.
You had your own thing going on.
Yeah. I mean, well, the Lilac Fest, Lilac Festival passed. But I guess apparently this year there's a big controversy because like
with the Lilac Festival,
they were like they called it youth violence.
Youth violence. We all know what that is.
It was gangs.
I like how they changed the title. I've heard a couple of friends who've gone. They said there was just like an all-out like fight, like just like nobody could have fun. I mean, people were just like too scared. They're like, all right, we're leaving then. Like it got that out of hand one night.
I mean, that's like it's a street fair, and you got music,
and you got freaking flowers blossoming.
Yeah, people were there. I mean, it's one thing for the people that were complaining, the commercialism of it,
right.
And you know what? I mean, I get that, but really, like the hoodlums are going to show up to the Lilac Festival.
A couple years ago, probably 2-3 years ago, at the Rib Fest.
Oh.
There was a big incident there.
Well, no.
Might be the food they were cooking. Yeah, there was like a big either shooting or stabbing. It was a big incident. But I know it was like a couple of years because I think they beefed up security now. I mean, we can't even have a festival. Can't even have fun.
And also recently in Rochester, there was the Chase Morgan Stanley
the
3K run or something like that.
Corporate challenge.
Corporate challenge. you know,
Where all
sponsored
the
by
companies
Chase.
go.
And I was, you know, now don't get me wrong. My friends that participated in the
My
event,
friends, I have a few, yeah.
I'm not mad at them, but it's like I don't get
big
Morgan
one.
Stanley, you know, hosting this event. It's one thing, like, I guess if you want to say to promote health or whatever the case may be.
I've heard of it. They do it in the city as well, New York City. I've heard.
I mean, just saying is they throw all this money.
Right. Yeah, but
for what?
Are they donating money? Like, what goes on with, or is it just we run?
Yeah,
Like, is there donations that go on? I have no idea.
I'm still a little confused because it's like, you know what? For all that money you're throwing to quote unquote sponsor events,
Right.
how about you lower your freaking mortgage rates? You know what I'm saying? Give the working man before instead of people that are choked to death and giving them money.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if they.
How about you stop choking them to death?
Yeah. Any donations, or if it's just like we're all getting together for a run.
Yeah, and I have a lot of
I don't
friends
know.
that
Yeah,
like
it's popular.
You know, and people were like
a big thing,
taking
yeah.
Facebook photos of like their
number,
the number that they put on their chest, and you know, some people were like freaking like almost, for the lack of a better term, live tweeting during the run, like, oh, I'm here, and there's 10,000 people here, and
but I've never heard of like anybody raising money. You know, like some people.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't understand it. What is it for?
I've never really heard of that with the corporate. Now that I think about it,
I was going to tweet about it, but I remember the last time I tweeted about Morgan Stanley and Chase.
Then they contacted you or something.
If you have any questions, please call this number. So let's see if they listen to the podcast. You know, how about you lower your freaking mortgage rates before you worry about?
You need to call in and explain this corporate challenge to us. Is there money going somewhere? Do it. Be like, please explain this.
What's the corporate challenge?
We need a representative on our show.
How about you lower your mortgage rates?
And then at the end, we'll be like, and you need to lower your mortgage rates. They'll be like, bitch! Sometimes they freak out.
Put the link to this actual episode on the tweet.
Yeah, we have questions for you, Morgan. And where's Stanley?
Morgan Stanley. So, speaking about Morgan Stanley, we're going to take a quick break for our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
Hey guys, this is Cordero Ulloa, co-founder of the Live and Lame Podcast Network. Before you start this LLPN podcast, I wanted to show you listeners out there what else we have to offer here on the network. If TV and movies tickle your ear pussy, then check out Real Chat with Seth Parker, Alex Chittenden, and Cordero Ulloa. They cover news, casting rumors, trailers, and reviews, all with the excitement you'd expect out of a bunch of pop culture nerds. Just visit www.watchsomething.podbean.com. You can also get to know Chris Colon and Kristen Montrolo as they get to know each other on Two Strangers, One Podcast. Listen as these guys talk about celebrity gossip and reality TV, as well as interviews with George Christic, the creator of popular Disney cartoon Megas XLR, and Mike Zapsik and Ming Chen of AMC's Comic Book Men. Look for them at www.twostrangersonepodcast.com. If music is what you're looking for, check out The Breakdown, which features members of the Live and Lame Podcast Network talking about the artists, the tunes, and the albums that they enjoy and grew up with. You can check that out at www.rockhardpodharder.podbean.com. Interested in astrology, numerology? Join Joey Fox, Carrie Fox, and Foxy D in the Fox Den, where they talk about life, kids, and family, all infused with the brand of humor you've come to expect from us here at the LLPN. Enter the Fox Den at www.thefoxden.podbean.com. And last but not least, check out the granddaddy that started it all, Live and Lame, featuring Dwight Graham, Cordero Ulloa, Joey and Carrie Fox, Seth Parker, Nick Doty, and Megan Phelps. Join the Lames every week as they talk about whatever the hell they want, from comics, games, and headlines to weekly segments such as Lame of the Week, Nude News featuring Mike Hawk, and FML with Seth Parker and Megan Phelps. You can prowl the lameness of the interwebs with the Lames at www.liveandlame.podbean.com, and you can follow us on Twitter at @liveandlame. You can find all of our podcasts on iTunes and Stitcher Internet Radio, which is a free app available to both Android and iOS users. You can also listen through your standard phone browser by adding /mobile to the end of any of our URLs. You can also find and like the pages for all of our podcasts on Facebook, as well as the Live and Lame Podcast Network page, which is the headquarters for all the Live and Lame Network podcasts on Facebook. Please don't forget to hover over the like button and click Show Newsfeed so you can see all of our updates. All of us here at the network would like to thank you for your continued listenership. Now please enjoy this Live and Lame Podcast Network podcast.
Click and Hit, enhancing the experience for all recreational smokers. Click and Hit is a one-handed portable vaporizer. This smoking pipe has a compact 4-stage design, complete with a built-in, windproof, butane refillable torch lighter. The large burn chamber holds your stash of legal herb or pipe tobacco. Click the button to ignite and inhale as usual. When you are done, put it back in your pocket for later. Smoke anytime with the touch of a button. No more carrying around grinders and tins. You can leave the pipe, rolling papers, and even your lighter at home. The Click and Hit cordless vaporizer is no bigger than a normal cigar, making it the world's smallest and most discreet vaporizer. It's perfect for use in small places or shared rooms. It's efficient, getting 5 to 8 draws from your packed chamber. It's affordable at just $19.95 each. Buy 3 and the shipping is free. Buy 4 and you get the 5th one free. Visit www.click-n-hit.com. That's clickandhit.com. And now for listeners of Two Strangers One Podcast, you can use promo code STRANGERS and receive 10% off your purchase at clickandhit.com. That's promo code STRANGERS for 10% off your purchase.
And
Guess who's
we're back.
Speaking of Click and Hit,
Click and Hit.
our girl, Amanda Bynes, arrested.
Bynes.
She threw a bomb
Out of the 36th
Yeah,
floor
she was
in
up there.
Manhattan. Manhattan.
Yep. And she's claiming it was a vase. Whatever. Either way, you threw something out a freaking window. Whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, it's not a bomb, it's a
Right.
vase.
Yeah, it's a vase. So then they
36
went up
stories.
there and were like, because the police were around, and went up there to check it out. And she got arrested.
Well, what I heard was that she was smoking in the lobby of the hotel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, that was it too.
I mean,
So
and that's
I don't
what
know if she was doing
the
it at the time
doorman
or
called
what.
the police.
Oh,
That's
okay.
this is. I mean. This shows you. I get my information from the Hollywood Babylon podcast, but
I
they
did
said
hear
that,
that part too,
the
yeah.
marijuana smoking started in the lobby. The doorman called the police.
Moron. I'm
And
sorry.
New York City. I mean, since something like that really wasn't an emergency.
Right, I'm sure they took their time.
They probably got there like a half an hour later, and by that time she was already
There was
back
a
up in her
bomb
apartment.
Yeah, so she must. I think she got in trouble for possession, so she must have had some on her. But she wasn't. They put her in the psych hospital, but she wasn't certifiable.
And they let her go.
Yeah.
And it's like, who are these? Don't these people? Whoever's doing the evaluation.
Yeah, that's what I was
don't
like,
they
what are
watch the
they-
news?
Yeah.
Don't you?
Like,
Don't you?
And the reports on her, like shit's going on right now.
Yeah.
So she wasn't quote unquote certifiable, so they couldn't do anything. See the 2 mugshots? She's got 2 of them. I'm not sure why. There's one with her broke ass blonde wig. It's all like crooked and shit. And then there's one with it off. She's got a buzz cut.
And I don't. Okay, I remember. Okay, well, didn't she before she did the buzz cut? She shaved like the side of her head.
Yeah, and then and now the whole thing's like shaved. You can tell it's growing in. But she's claiming. I remember she tweeted a while ago why she's wearing the wigs. It's because she got. And I don't know how this or what happened. Like a really bad haircut, and her hair was ruined. So I'm not sure it was something with extensions or.
Oh, okay.
What was going on?
I don't understand how the police are taking a picture with the wig on.
I'm not sure. And
why
then
is
there's
that
one
not-
with it off. I'm not sure.
You can't even take a driver's license photo with your
Right.
glasses on.
Yeah, I'm not
something
sure
that's
how that
prescription.
I have no idea.
Wigs. I mean, I know
It's such
there's
a
like
bad wig. It's
some
like-
I mean, I know there's like I don't know why a Orthodox Jewish woman would be getting arrested, but I mean, I know like Orthodox Jewish
Right,
women.
they probably gotta
They
take
cut their
their
hair
thing.
and then they wear a wig in public to kind
Yeah.
of like. So like I think you're respecting your religion, but then you wear the wig just so you don't.
But they
the
most
religion
likely
is
gotta
like
take that
authorized for you to
off.
wear a wig. I mean, I could maybe some sort of religious beliefs like okay, they'll take a picture with the wig and without.
There's one with the
'Cause one
crooked
counts
ass
as a head
thing
covering.
on, and then there's one with it off. So I don't know.
I just don't know why they would take. Why would they hold on to if it's something that's easily removable? Because I mean,
Clearly it
extensions
is.
are one thing.
Right, that is an
You're
extension.
gonna spend 3 hours unraveling everything.
That's not extensions. That's a terrible. It's a horrible wig. It looks like a Halloween wig. It really not like something. It's like all red. I don't know where she's getting this wig, but it's horrifying.
In New York City, there's a series of stores called Ricky's.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like
Isn't that like the?
they're kind of like the Halloween place to go.
Yeah.
But and they pop up all around Halloween, like kind of
that
like a
might
Party
be-
City.
yeah, where it's
so it
just
could
like-
be. It's probably a Ricky's
I'm
wig.
sure she's. I mean, it looks like one.
Because it's one of those stores where, like, I don't know how they're open the rest of the year.
24/7, yeah, like throughout the whole year. It's like you're only popular that one season.
Yeah, I mean, it was like, do you really make that much money selling,
Well, Amanda
shockwaves
Bynes is
and-
keeping them in business.
and like the really bullshit
and then I
hair
guess
dye?
for the buzz cut one photo,
Uh-huh.
because you could see like the other one is just like her head's kind of, so maybe they had to take 2. They were like, all right, take that fucking thing off.
Yeah.
So she tweets about the mugshot like, ooh, I need a nose job. Like, what the fuck? Girl, you got arrested.
She is on some. self-destructive.
I guess Rihanna tweeted like, and this because Intervention got canceled on A&E. So I guess she put, "This is what happens when Intervention gets canceled." And then this one is Amanda Bynes is tweeting back like, "You got calling her ugly, like Chris Brown beat you because you're not pretty enough, like shit like that."
Oh God,
like you're nuts.
You're
certifiable.
I heard a horrible joke that I just have to repeat.
Here we go. We're sorry if anyone's offended.
Rihanna, it starts off with a joke like, "Oh, Rihanna and Chris Brown are breaking up," and he goes, "She's cheating on him. She found another woman's blood on his knuckles." And that's
real nice, Chris. Real nice.
Real silence.
Real nice.
Not even a courtesy chuckle.
Real nice.
Spousal abuse isn't funny.
Yeah, okay. So she's so let's see if she gets the help she needs throughout this.
I don't know.
So now she wants to sue everybody. Now she's saying that the cops slapped her vagina. Yeah, that's a direct quote. Slapped her vagina. So she wants to sue them. And she wants to like sue her parents or something. Yeah, I know. Look what just in there patting it. Like, yep, you're under arrest. You were probably feeling if she had anything. I mean, but not like legit. Like, oh, I'm going to pat your vagina.
I think, well, okay, in all fairness, when you're doing a pat down, and especially with women, it's a touchy issue, like, pun not intended, and then also a celebrity. Yeah. So it's one of those things where you tap just to make sure nothing was there, right? You know, but it wasn't
like patting and
sexual or
like no finger blasting.
I mean, unless the cop was an asshole. But I'm 99.9%
I doubt it
sure
with
that
a celebrity.
It was a female officer.
I doubt with a celebrity, and usually I feel like they'd have a female like you do. You fucking do it. I'm not doing it.
Yeah,
nobody wants that shit on their hands
because there's no immediate threats, and you would have to like for a male officer to pat her down. She would have to literally be holding a gun in the air. Then you can. You know, a male officer could take the initiative to pat her down.
Yeah, so I don't, because she didn't say male or female. She just said,
I'm 99.9% sure in this situation it was a female officer. And once again, oddly enough, the pat is almost like a courtesy as opposed to.
It's probably the most action she's got. I mean,
I don't know.
Oh, no, there was those. Somebody, a couple of blackies. I won't call them that. I was just referring to your cat being called Blackie.
Okay.
A couple of black gentlemen took photos. They were like at her house for a party and took photos inside, like probably with their phone, and sold it to a magazine saying like how like gross her apartment is. And there's like weed bag you see in like the court, like it's zoomed in on one.
Oh boy.
And like there's cuts on her feet, which I'm sure are probably from her terrible shoes. I mean, that's all that looked like. Mm-hmm. But like the headline was like, cuts, drugs, and all of a sudden it was like a little baggie of marijuana, a baggie that was empty with some quote-unquote white substance in the corner, no sheets on her bed, and then like there were like cuts on her feet. It looked like she just had like bad shoes on. Yeah, that's all. It's not like she's cutting her feet.
And I'd always made a joke that I want to push my daughter into show business. Like after seeing all this shit,
look at Lindsay and Amanda Bynes.
Play soccer, do what you got to do, play video games.
There's somebody put up a photo. It's like that old photo of like Paris Hilton, Lindsay Lohan,
and Britney Spears.
Yeah, and Britney Spears like all in the car, and it says "Gonna go pick up Amanda Bynes." I was like, oh, that would have been a great party.
I think she's. I don't know. I guess. I can't. I find it hard to believe that like if she was normal, she wouldn't have trouble finding work. I mean,
I don't know what her deal is.
I guess after making Totally a Spy or whatever the hell the name of that movie was.
What?
She was doing a movie. She had done a movie recently called. Oh no, I'm sorry. I think I'm confusing her with. I
feel like Easy A was like her last.
Yeah, no. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I confused Amanda Bynes with Miley Cyrus.
Don't ever do that again.
Totally. It was like a movie called like Totally a Spy, like a teenage girl becoming a spy.
A true story.
Yeah. And
Totally a Spy.
It's something like that. And that's it's a name like similar to Kids. That. Yeah, where but like I said, I'm sorry, I got confused with Miley Cyrus.
Speaking of Rihanna and that, Chris Brown probably won't happen. Mm-hmm. Might go to jail for a hit and run last week.
Oh, jeez.
But something tells me he won't go, right?
Yeah. Well,
I don't know if he hit and run a car or a woman. It was a car.
He was probably hitting a woman in the car.
That's why he had that blood.
Was distracted.
He had that blood on his knuckles.
He was too busy hitting the woman in the car and then hit somebody in the. I'm sorry.
So much hitting going on.
Spousal abuse isn't
horrible
funny,
show.
you fucking scumbag.
And then Rihanna broke up with him because of the blood on his knuckles, right? Yeah, that's what happened.
That's what you kept. That's horrible.
Yeah, but
That's not funny.
I doubt he'll go. None of these people ever go to jail. There's always this threat.
Amanda Bynes gets.
I mean, he's been on probation and violated it like 3 times. That has been documented, and he's still chilling.
And you could, you could throw a bong out of a 36-story window and not get arrested.
And they have marijuana on you.
And so, okay, now I can't not talk about it.
What do you got to talk about?
I had come down here and I was a little late.
That's right.
I was a little late coming in, and then I set up the microphones and I had to go over and use the bathroom. And once again, we're coming to you from Two Strangers One Podcast headquarters, which is basically
the basement.
The basement / at one point it was an Italian restaurant, and there's a lot of stuff down here. I don't want to say junk. That's not the right word, because
that's what I call it. I call it shit.
I'm going to the bathroom and I see. For the nerds out there, it's the Starship Enterprise and a Klingon bird of prey, which are toys.
I remember those. I'm trying to think how old we were when they were like. I mean, I was little.
Well, the marking of this one says 92 Paramount. So this was
things are marked.
The height of Star Trek: The Next Generation, and like. And it's funny because I go to use the bathroom and I come back like a kid. Like,
and it was like, look what I found. Those were my brothers, and I don't think we were into Star Wars, or Star Trek. Sorry, that was very wrong. I need to be like zapped with like electrodes or something. I don't recall him being like really into it. I know he likes Star Wars for the better. Like he likes those movies, but I don't recall Star Trek being
and we're looking
on all the time.
We're looking for the button to turn it on. I mean, I see like a
They're
switch.
On the top, I think.
Oh, okay.
You're on top.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. So
we'll figure it out. We'll change the batteries on and we'll get these things up and going.
On the tap. Oh,
it's on the tap.
But yeah, that's. Oh, I hit the microphone. But yeah, there's for the nerds out there.
We'll sell them on eBay.
Yeah. I'm trying to see what year this. I'm pretty sure they
92.
Probably got them around the same time.
Yeah, I'm sure it was one big Christmas gift.
Yeah, 92 Paramount Pictures.
92 was a big year for our toys.
Yeah. Well, 92, that was, I was 14 in 90.
6.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Wait, what?
How would I be 6?
No,
I was born in 86.
Oh, okay. So 6. You're, 6. And I was 14, 13, 14, 15.
Something like that.
Yeah.
14. I was going to say, I remember being real little.
13 going on 14. So I was in, so you were 6.
I was just a baby.
Oh, man. And
I could barely walk, barely talk.
At 14, I can still be playing with Star Trek toys. Because 89 was when the Star Trek The Next Generation came out.
The whole thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Big year.
And I still haven't had a chance to see the new Star Trek.
I was going to ask that.
I want to go see it so bad, and I just haven't had a chance.
I called her yesterday. She's like, I'm in the movie theater. Like, first of all, why are you answering the phone? She's like, no, it hadn't started yet. Yeah. Because she was like talking loud. I'm like, why are you answering? She's like, no, we just got here. It hasn't started yet. They went to go see Star Trek, but I haven't followed up.
So your sister.
My sister. You have not gone.
Star Trek.
And my sister has gone.
And I haven't. That is fundamentally.
And last week she was here and it was on FX. Of course, I missed the whole I came home. And it's, again, all the parts I've seen. I'm like, she's like, don't worry, we recorded it. And they were watching it. So I still haven't.
And, I totally forgot. I was talking about this with a buddy of mine. Thor, Chris Hemsworth, is
Thor.
The first 12 minutes of the movie. When I told you it's the first 12 minutes of Star Trek that if you don't cry, you
that's
have no
what I've missed every time.
Chris Hemsworth is the main actor in that part of the movie, playing Captain Kirk's dad.
It's gotta be awesome to be in that franchise. I mean, you're gonna be working for a while. Like you're like probably on call with these people, like the directors and everything. So like we just need you for the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, and when that came out, that's when Chris Hemsworth was still unknown.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was right
in the beginning.
And oddly enough, I mean, you can call me on this. He's a little chubby in the face in the movie.
I've seen it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. When you watch it out. Like, because at first,
he probably wasn't in training yet for
Thor. Because I'm watching the movie Thor. And he has very distinctive eyes, and I'm like, why does that guy look so familiar? And of course, I jump right on IMDb.
Holy shit, it's Thor!
Oh my god, it's Chris Hemsworth. Like he looks a little. He's not.
He probably wasn't in his Thor mode.
But he wasn't as like
Thored out,
trimmed out. Well, I mean, his chest and shoulders, but his face. I guess his face must have gotten slimmer for Thor. But
Yeah, maybe it wasn't on. Well, I don't know.
Yet another reason to get you to watch Star Trek. Chris Hemsworth is Captain Kirk's dad.
I've seen like the last big fights. I've seen the ending. It looks great. I was intrigued, but I have no idea what the old storyline is.
I got to get you to Blockbuster.
It is on our DVR at home. I actually just thought of that when I told you that, so maybe I'll catch it sometime. Finally. Yeah, my sister's seen it, so you got to get your ass in there, man.
So many things wrong with the fact that your sister
has beaten you to the box office.
Your brother, because your brother had the toys. But I want to go see it. I just haven't had the opportunity. It's got to fall off a truck.
He's not been a true fan, I guess you could say. I take it back.
Well, it's just
don't you dare.
Little bits and pieces were spoiled online, which is why I wanted to go like as soon as I could.
I hate that. Even though it's like don't read spoiler alert. I read it.
And then there's people like, and they're like, I don't want to spoil anything, but anyone who's a fan of such and such should pay close attention to this moment. And I don't want to spoil anything, but watch that. And it's like. You spoiled it. Right. You spoiled it. For someone like me who kind of catches every little reference, I'm like, come on, dude. You know what I'm saying? It's bad enough. I mean, it's one thing when there's speculation before you saw the movie because it's speculation. It could be anything. And then, then now, while my mind is in this area, I want to give a shout out to a buddy of mine.
Dano
Dunno. Which
that's his name?
Is his name.
Oh, I thought you didn't know how to pronounce it.
Dano Dunno.
I like that.
From Scotland, where we have listeners in Scotland. And I'm giving him a shout out because he praised our most recent episode, which as much as I'm a person who records a show, and it was our episode at Comics Etc. Wasn't our best episode.
It's okay. You can praise it. You'll be blown away by the episodes.
Exactly. Dano, go back and listen to more episodes because
and if you want us to visit Scotland, feel free to invite us.
If we crash on your couch, I'll take the JetBlue or whatever it is to get out to England. I'll get the dirt cheap tickets where I'm flying with chickens and goats and stuff like that.
I've been to Ireland. It was just a quick 6-hour flight.
Really?
That was it. Yeah, I was impressed. I was like, 6 hours. That's it.
You're on a freaking.
I drive 6 hours to come to school.
Holy! I didn't know there was that fast. I thought I'm over here thinking it would be.
So did I. I thought it was 6 hours. I thought it was gonna be something up there, and I was like 6 hours. 6 hours. I'll do that all day.
He goes, the episode's real good, and I'm like, I'm thank you, but I was like, in my head, I'm probably not the best episode we had.
We're coming to Scotland.
So please, so I want to give. So what had happened was now we're friends on Facebook, and I was talking about the new Superman movie.
Oh yeah,
because I'm June 14th, my birthday.
Oh, that's right.
The day before StrangerCon. June 15th.
I knew it was because I keep seeing the previews recently.
And now, nothing to do with the plot or the story, because I've kind of caught myself up in the quote unquote required reading before the movie, for the real hardcore people. I kind of have an idea where it's going and stuff like that. That doesn't bother me. I'll be honest with you, I'm not a fan of the new suit.
Really? I think it looks sexy.
Because it kind of, it looks sexy because it's tight in the right spots.
I think it looks like a cool material. No?
I don't.
Like a leather mesh.
I know what they're trying to go for, kind of of course, it's an alien outfit, but that kind of Gore-Tex, kind of, honeycomb kind of thing. But also coincidentally with the movie Superman, when these movies they whore themselves out to any company that'll throw money at them, so they're doing kind of like a cross promotion with Twizzlers. And I said, you know what? I said, that's what the suit looks like. It looks like it's made out of Twizzlers. Red, of course the S in the middle is red, but the rest of it, his suit is blue. As I said, not.
So now you're saying
Twizzlers doesn't make blue Twizzlers, so I don't think so.
No, I think that's more like those straws things,
I think maybe the off brands, the ones that kind of rip off Twizzlers.
Random.
And
not the actual Twizzler.
Dano from Scotland.
Dano.
He says I don't know what Twizzlers are because I guess they don't have Twizzlers in Scotland. And I said basically the best way I could describe it is kind of like a red licorice, but a little sweeter. I think it's sweeter than licorice. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so, like I said, I'm not a fan of the suit.
Now that's all I'm going to think of when
you're going to think of Twizzlers.
It's subliminal messages.
And I know,
dying for a Twizzler throughout the
movies, because you always see them at a Subway.
Yeah. Or there's a Twizzler on the table.
And Do you remember? There
we
was
was
like a
drinking
gas station
Pepsi.
called 76. Do you remember that? It was kind of like an orange circle.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And I bring that up because, like in Superman 2,
It was all over the place.
he throws like a guy, and it blows up a 76 gas station, and that was super blatant corporate sponsorship.
Yeah. Oh, you
And
can
I'm
always
like,
tell
I'm
the
wondering,
super
but have the Twizzlers people infiltrated so bad that they made the freaking soup look like it's made out of Twizzlers?
Just one
Because
big
that would be the
Twizzler.
ultimate. Like, he might as well be walking around with a big Subway, like the wax paper that the Subway sandwiches come in. You would think of that, because I'm excited about the movie.
I kind of want a Twizzler.
And I understand what's going on right? And if the Twizzler people want to sponsor,
Call us.
2 Twizzlers, 1 podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll wear a suit made out of Twizzlers if the money's
Ain't
right.
no shame in his game.
So you're running short, so we're gonna cut this episode kind of quick. I'll be back with the plugs, and we certainly hope you guys enjoyed listening, had as much fun as we did recording. Thank you for listening to Two Strangers, One Podcast. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kristen.
Don't be a stranger.
See ya.
Bye.
All right, here we go, man. Go ahead. You want to read
Double
it?
Jackpot.
What is it?
It is a self-published book by Christopher Cologne.
Chris Cologne smells good to me.
But
Look at her. That broke that fucking cold little exterior. He's like, hee.
but it is spelled Colon.
Him punny.
But Double Jackpot is a book about a comic book artist, Eric, who is in a loveless relationship with a materialistic
I feel you, Eric.
Lynette.
Oh, fucking. Are you sure I didn't write this? Sounds hauntingly familiar.
He starts cheating on his girlfriend with a more creatively supportive woman, Nadia.
Well, I got to meet her. Where's the Nadia?
There's your summer girlfriend.
Summer Nadia is Nadia.
Nadia?
Yeah, I think Nadia is spelled with an A.
All right.
Both Lynette and Nadia play the double jackpot, the largest payout in lotto history, much like the recent Powerball. Both girls play his birth date as the winning numbers. Eric is now stuck between two of the country's richest women. Who will he choose? It's not that simple. This is a clever fucking idea,
Yeah, it
man.
is.
Look at her, fucking. She's impressed.
I am.
She got some summer reading. Christopher Cologne smells real lovely with an original idea. This is. I've never heard this before.
I haven't either. This is a self-published book, much in the indie spirit as Kev's Clerks.
Oh, you don't even need to name check me. This is just a good idea. You could stand on your own, man. You don't even have to be like, hey, remember Clerks? This is nothing like that. This is way more original than Clerks. This is a good idea, man. Why didn't I think of this?
I need something to read. This book is part of the Comic Books, Heavy Metal, Video Games Trilogy Book 2. Odd I See, A Tale from the Road, coming soon.
Right on, man. It's part of a trilogy. This is the first part.
Way to write, man.
He's seeking a literary agent. Motherfuckers, anybody out there? There ain't no literary agents listening to this show, I assure you, sure. Sure. I assure you, sure. But somebody know a literary agent? Hook a motherfucker up! Chris Cologne come up with an original idea. I should tell Raskin. That's a good fucking idea, to be honest with you. That's a fucking rom-com right there. Megan, get Raskin on the phone. Isn't it possible to get Raskin on the phone? No?
Yeah.
I want to run it past him, man. I want to, and if it happens, I get a taste, Chris Cologne. I get a whiff, if you will.
The book could also be ordered on www.lulu.com.
That's lulu.com.
I understand that. I just want to spell it out.
Normally one says it, that spells it. Still, lulu.com. What is that? Do you know what it is?
I don't know. All right. The book could also be ordered on www.lulu.com. Search for Double Jackpot Christopher Cologne. A paperback version of the book is $15 and a PDF file is only $5.
$5 is
Yeah.
insanely inexpensive. 15's not even that bad for a paperback version.
No.
This is $1 million idea right here. Like a movie about a dude who fucking is stuck between two chicks, both of who play his birthday and win the lottery. Come on! I can see that trailer. Chris Cologne is on to something. Nobody else can smell it but me.
I'll read it.
Thank you. I'm going to make that smelly joke.
I know. You're trying to get me to laugh again.
It worked once. Double Jackpot is a self-published book by Chris Cologne, man. It's the first book in his comic books, heavy metal, video games trilogy. Book 2, Odd I See, A Tale from the Road, should be coming out soon. Get all the information Chris Cologne like a motherfucker.
I
and
will
his
totally
book,
read this.
Double Jackpot. I'm serious. I'm going to recommend that to fucking Raskin. How is that not a movie? You know what I'm saying? This could be a sexy movie. You could do an R-rated version. There could be nudie in it, and you could show them fucking both chicks. Maybe a little penetration. Maybe a butthole shot. No butthole, no care.
I would like to formally apologize to Christopher Cologne. Right
No,
now,
sex sells. Chris Cologne will appreciate that. He's like, thanks for throwing a few buttholes in there, man.
Don't forget to check out twostrangersonepodcast.net, your one-stop resource for everything show-related. You can find links to subscribe to us on iTunes or on Stitcher. You could also find links to buy my book, Double Jackpot, on twostrangersonepodcast.net.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.